When we are forced to confront the fact that our life might be cut short, sometimes we have to put our trust in strangers in the hope that they can pull us through. We begin at an airport in Albany, New York, around 10 p.m. on the night of March 28, 1995, as 34-year-old Ken Lindsay was taking off in his private plane for a 2-hour flight home.
Ken flew to Albany to give a speech, and when he was done with that speech, he went to fly home. He had asked me if I wanted to go with him, but I had classes. There wasn't any problems with the plane before he took off from Albany. The flight from Rochester to Albany was fine. After he took off, he was having a problem with his transponder. The transponder lets the tower know where a plane is when it's flying.
Utica Tower, Cessna 18728. Utica Tower, Cessna 18728. How do you read?
At 12:18 a.m., Rochester Telephone Company Directory Assistance Operator Mickey Slattery got a call for help.
You're in an airplane?
He explained to me he was trying to get somebody at the control tower because he had no radio contact. He was actually flying in an airplane talking on a cellular phone.
The 911 center. I'm sure they'll be able to help you.
And I just couldn't believe that you would be up in the sky in the middle of the night flying around without any controls.
When we continue.
It's got to be very unnerving to be out there with no lights. He can see other planes, but they can't see him. And if they can't see him, they can't avoid him.
Ken Lindsay was 6,000 feet up in a single-engine plane when an electrical failure caused him to lose radio communication and fly without lights. When he called for help on the cellular phone, a call was routed to Monroe County dispatcher Mike Cruiser.
911 Center.
This is operator 1714. I have someone in a cellular phone calling from an airplane. He needs to get a hold of the control tower at the airport. Can you help him?
We can try, ma'am.
Okay.
Let me talk to the person.
Okay. He's on the line.
Hello? Yes. This is Monroe County 911. Yes, the operator said you transferred me through to you. Basically, situation is I'm trying to get into Rochester Airport. My radio stopped working. And Hello, sir? Hello, sir? Basically, my radio stopped working. Hello, sir? Sir, you get a clearance to come in. You need the clearance to come in?
He wanted to contact the control tower to tell them that he was coming in, and they might not even see him, so that they should be aware and look out for him.
And they'll allow it. Okay, hold on, sir. Keep on cutting in and out, so stay on the line with me if possible.
And I knew at that point I was kind of out of my realm. So I immediately called my supervisor.
Sir, what kind of airplane do you have? It's a Cessna 150.
His danger of landing without clearance would be him hitting somebody in the air or hitting somebody on the ground.
Where are you located right now? I'm 15 miles east of the airport, over Palmyra.
Put in alert 1.
My supervisor informed me to start an alert 1 so I could send over the information to the flare dispatcher.
This is 911 Center. We have Cessna 150.
Dispatcher Sumelia contacted the Rochester Airport Fire Department.
He's circling over Palmyra right now. I got his tail.
We've never really had anyone call from a plane before, especially on a cellular phone, tell us they were having a problem.
Pilot says he's in trouble. The only electric he has on board would be battery.
Jim Hayes was the airport fire captain on duty.
Anytime you have a small airplane that's flying into a major airport with jet traffic, you know, the potential for a collision exists there.
Approach. This is the fire dispatcher. I'm trying to get through to the tower regarding this Cessna that's in trouble. Well, this is approach, and there's no one on approach. There's no one on tower frequency. We do have a...
Air traffic controller Cindy Nath was working approach control in the radar room.
It's got to be very unnerving to be out there with no lights. He can see other planes, but they can't see him.
No, I'm not picking anything up.
And if they can't see him, they can't avoid him.
What is your Ken Lindsay. To run out of battery power here on my cellular phone now. I just heard a sound.
Is there any way you can plug into anything else on the...
No, I
know you don't
can't.
have the battery.
No, I can't. I'm almost out of here.
Immediately, I asked my supervisor if he had clearance or not. He went over to the fire dispatcher.
We do have a primary target that just is about 4 miles north of Palmyra. That's probably him. Okay, well, tell him he's cleared to land anything he sees.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
I'll try.
My supervisor had told me he had clearance. Hello, sir. But I lost him just at that point.
The only thing he could do is use his cellular phone, and he's lost that to us now.
He felt like he needed that clearance to come in, and if we couldn't get it to him, he wouldn't come in.
Shame he wouldn't just come here. Just lost the primary on him.
When the target disappeared, I was very concerned.
You getting anything at all?
When we lost communications with him, it was real tense. Everybody was waiting for the phone to ring again to see if it would be him, so we could get him back.
Center?
Yes, no power. Is just about to run out on this phone. Cessna 28, could you please?
What?
Just relay a message to Rochester. Cessna 18728 is coming in for a landing.
Dave, I had that plane on the phone again.
You still got him on the line?
No, I lost him.
Okay, I'll call tower. It was a big relief because we had bonded with him.
I approached fire dispatcher downtown again. Yeah. Just hit him on the phone again. Great. Yeah, we just got the primary back up. Are you still talking to him? No, his phone keeps cutting in and out. Okay, well, if you talk to him, tell him he's cleared to land. They got the trucks out there. They're ready. If he can find runway 25, that's probably his best bet.
Radar tower?
Air traffic controller Jeff Romig was in the control tower.
I turned the runway lights up full intensity, just so there would be no doubt in his mind as to which runway he was to land on.
Still don't see him.
It's like driving a car at night without your headlights or your instrument panel. You can't really see where you're going.
We were out there approximately half an hour waiting for him. When it's dark like that, no lights, and you can't see him, you're a little anxious.
Okay, what's his name again? Ken Lindsay, Lyndsay. Okay,
We're
just him on board?
Lucky if he makes it.
What's that?
We're going to change it to Lucky Lindsay.
No kidding.
Emergency aircraft's on a 3-mile final now. I still don't see him out the window, but I see him on radar.
We were trying to catch a glimpse of him as he approached the runway. It was just a flash there. His landing light come on. Just was on for a second. So we knew he was within, a mile and a half, 2 miles of the airport.
He's 1 mile final now.
I could not see him out the window.
Still don't have him in sight.
I could see him on radar until he got about a mile final, and then I couldn't see him on radar. But I knew about where he would be. So I pointed the light gun at him and gave him a flashing green light.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw him too, thank you.
We were all waiting. You could hear a pin drop.
He's over the expressway, just about over the numbers now. The aircraft has landed without access.
Hey, you guys, he's down.
All right.
I was relieved when I saw the vehicles pull onto the runway, because I never saw them.
We followed the plane to his parking space, and I go over and make sure he was okay, the airplane was okay. And he got out of the plane. Yeah, I was so surprised. It was Ken Lindsay, my son's assistant Boy Scout leader.
I was nervous as not making the landing. Now I saw a smiling face. I felt very relieved and very happy to see him.
All right, pancakes.
Ken is teaching close friend Maria Benzoni to fly.
He told me, as he was landing, his legs were shaking like crazy.
Yeah.
If Ken hadn't had a cell phone, I don't know what could have happened. He didn't have the communication with the tower. He didn't know anything of what was going on outside of his plane. So that would have been a crash.
A different school. Yeah. Ken kept cool, maintained his composure, and that's Ken. You know, he's always cool, calm, and collected.
Okay.
The night after my incident, a pilot was flying from the same airport, and he got trapped between the ground and clouds and flew into the side of a hill. And it just made me think even more of all the things that could potentially happen if you don't keep your head about yourself. Most pilots try to prepare for the worst. We're not pessimistic, but it's best to be prepared. So I grabbed the cellular phone, and it was very fortunate I did bring it that night. It really came in handy.
The thing that impressed me most was that he called up afterwards and thanked all of us. I think the whole team came together, and it all came to a safe ending. I think he was very lucky, extremely lucky.
Next.
The 3 young people, all of whom were unrestrained, were in a motor vehicle that was T-boned by a school bus.
Hey, do you remember